So, hello, y'all. Welcome back to the Our House podcast. So, this is now episode 18. So, with this first season, I'm doing 25 episodes. So, that means I am almost done with the first season. I'm
Woo woo!
excited. I've been doing this thing since March, and it has
Wow.
been a wonderful thing to do. I love hearing all of the amazing stories from all of the people that I've interviewed. And yeah, they just have poured in so much wisdom. So I definitely want to be able to keep this thing going. But without further ado, I want to introduce a very special guest, Miss Isabella.
Hello, everyone. My name is Isabella Dudley, and I am from Tallahassee, Florida, but now I am based in Atlanta, Georgia. I went to SCAD in 2021 and graduated in 2025. I went to school for film and television and got a bachelor's.
Period.
And and I'm the writer and director of the award-winning film Raw and Real.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes. And yeah, that's pretty
Period.
much all me as of right now.
So, how did you start? So, I want you to explain to people what do you do in the entertainment industry?
Of course. So currently, I guess I should have added in that extra part. I do currently work at Jim's Shopping Network or Jim's Network. They currently updated their new franchise or mantra.
Mhm,
Um, but there, it's basically like the jewelry infomercials you'll see on television where they'll put the jewelry on the different turntables and you'll see
mhm,
it like maybe in just different facilities, different
mhm,
households, whatever. It's on different streaming services. It is 24 hours, so it's
mhm. Oh
definitely
Lord.
tedious hours. But it gets you in the mindset of how a studio works.
Mhm,
Because all most if not all are 24 hours. Even if they
mhm,
don't shoot 24 hours, there's still people that come in-house, overnight, and they'll
mhm,
do prop building or they'll do audio checks, IT, all the above to make sure that things run smoothly the next day. And that's kind of how it is there, but I mean, it's
mhm,
24 hours. It'll be a little, more skeleton crew overnight. That's usually how it is everywhere, even if it is overnight.
mhm.
Apologies on the train, that's Atlanta. um,
Yes.
but yeah, and I do camera operation and I help a little bit with graphics up there. So whenever they put up the amount and the description for the jewelry,
Mhm,
that's what the production team will be doing. And then product specialist, which will be the other half of the job, will be
mhm.
putting on the jewelry and like making it look all pretty and nice.
Okay, period. So how did you first discover your love for film?
Hmm. I would say it started off with animation and then it
Mhm,
went into film. Like funny
mhm,
enough, it was kind of like that. I started off with drawing these like little comics,
mhm,
and flipping, like doing little flip book, like folded ones and like just sharing them with little classmates in elementary school. I just
mhm,
remember like sparking that sort of like chain of events sequence shot list sort of like
mhm,
concept.
mhm,
And so I then what movie was it? I believe it was Toys, because
mhm,
I have a knack for production design. I love
mhm,
production design. It's like my bread and butter. I like audio, but I love a good, period piece in a
yeah.
in a film or whatnot. And seeing the movie Toys, with Robin Williams, it had all the like saturated colors, just
Mhm,
beautiful like array of scenery and like wallpaper, just things you wouldn't imagine to be in there. It's kind of like Teletubbies, but like I don't know, like not so eerie, not
mhm.
so scary. I know some people are a little scared of the Teletubbies setting, but me personally, I think it's a calm environment, calm
Yeah.
setting.
Mhm,
Um, but yeah, I think just things that kind of give vibrance and color, and then also comedy. I always
mhm,
draw towards comedy. I think when I was younger, now
mhm.
I look more towards like psychological thriller or just things that'll make you think a little bit harder.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I will more so say Toys like really drove me into it and like got me into it. And I think also editing too. I would edit
Mhm,
just like little random maybe animations or videos of myself or just like
Mhm.
funny things. I don't know, things I
Mhm.
think off the top of my head, and then edit for 30 to an hour thinking that I made a masterpiece. When
Mhm.
my sister grabs the phone and she says, I'm about to delete this, like, get this off my phone. Like, there would be stuff like that.
Mhm.
Um, so, but that drove my passion to do better
Mhm.
and to make better films and to be involved in them rather than to be an actor. I don't think I ever wanted to steer towards acting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, because I know you talked a little bit about editing. Oh, editing is it's such a tedious process. It's so many components to editing. Like literally, like sometimes, like I have to edit some of these podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I have to do light editing. Sometimes
Yeah.
with some of them, like if the sound is messed up, I have to work on the sound and I have to actually
Yeah.
sit down. The most hardest thing to editing is color grading. Like I still have yet to like get a
Same.
hold on to that. But like, how did you like grow into doing editing? Because
Mhm.
some people like when they think about editing, when they about to start learning how to edit, like it's a lot.
Yeah. I think me personally, everybody's mindset is different. I
Mhm.
always want to start with that because even like how take notes and like study, it was always like write it down in a certain way and then type it down. Like it was always just a weird method.
Mhm.
But I would say when it came to editing, I always like imagined a song in my head. I think like most editors do this, or like they're imagining the scenario in their head or just the scene that they're trying to envision and like just play it in their mind, like sitting. I usually, most of the time, it's usually having music to evoke what that scene is trying to feel. Like the
Mhm.
director is telling you, okay, this person is trying to send them a message, but in a daunting or suspicious way. Okay,
Mhm.
what music would I try to tie that into? And then okay, then I get more of a sense of, okay, how would I cut it? How would I like hold on things and whatnot?
Mhm.
I think that's the biggest thing is music for me.
Mhm.
On leisure time could really help me like develop. Because honestly, for
Mhm.
me,
Mhm.
music can help me study
Mhm.
until it doesn't.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It still starts to become a distraction a little bit.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Especially when it's editing. I can't listen to music when it's editing because
Mhm.
then then I might edit to the beat of that song. I
Yeah.
might get get to the rhythm of that song and it might be an upbeat song and it might be fun and the scene is sad,
Yeah.
murder, I don't know,
Mhm.
whatever it is. So it's just
Mhm.
like trying to correlate with that.
Mhm.
I think music is the closest thing, but also um I didn't really gravitate towards YouTube. Like I
Yeah.
might have looked to like quick things for
Mhm.
YouTube, like maybe how to, I don't know, find this icon, but
Mhm.
never how to like edit this, edit that, edit this, maybe one or two videos, but I
Mhm.
feel maybe my attention span just wasn't good enough to sit down and
Yeah.
watch those videos and really learn from them. But I think just really trial and error. Like
Mhm.
I think also replicated, and I always was inspired by other editors. So I would be like, okay, how would I be able to maneuver this
Mhm.
without the materials that they have?
Yeah.
Because most of the time they we would have to buy these different presets or whatnot, or most of the time Video Star was a thing back then to like edit on, or obviously there's After Effects from your Pro. That was more for like professional, like big time. But
Yeah.
growing up, I was just on Video Star. um
Mhm.
there was another one, not Video Leap, it was before CapCut, but I
Yeah.
don't remember it.
I
I
think I know
know,
what
well,
you're talking about.
yeah, I feel like it was really big before CapCut, or like they just changed the name before CapCut.
Was it Quick? Or I
It
think
might have been it.
because I know Quick was an easy one that you can download on your phone. I used to edit
Uh-huh.
on there, and like it would literally sometimes it would edit for me sometimes, but like
Uh-huh.
sometimes um like I would have to go in and like manually edit.
Mm.
That's the one I
I'm trying to
manually
remember. I
use.
feel like it might be because that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Like quick sounds about right. But yeah, like really, I think mobile editing really helped me a lot
Mhm.
in high school. I think honing in on that and like also not, I would say not telling so many people about the passion so early, because then people will be so like, okay, have you done this? Have you done that? Have you done? Then it'll become like
Yeah,
a chore. It won't become
yeah,
a passion. And I think that's how it was for me with editing. And then once I got a good following to where people started requesting different things, then I felt like it was a chore. And then
yeah,
I was like, no, I'm
yeah.
done.
And I've learned that, like, even like with anything that you're doing, like, always make it like easier for you, but don't ever make it feel like work, because then when you make it feel like work, like you're gonna want to detach away from it. So like even though like even for me, like I might have like set deadlines, and yes, I want to meet that deadline, but if I don't feel like doing it today, it doesn't mean that I'm not gonna do it. It just means that like I'm not in that headspace today. But when I am in that
Exactly.
headspace, I know that I'm gonna get like, if not all, majority of it done. So
Exactly.
I really learned to like take a different approach with that. Like
Mhm.
just really honing in on like making it fun but making it natural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the, yeah, like giving it your style. Because if you don't add your
Um,
style to it and you go by standards, unless if you're getting paid lump sum,
mm,
um, if you're going by standards, it's gonna feel like blah. It's not gonna
mm,
feel like yours. And
yeah.
so that's why I always encourage people to, like, if you have that editing talent or like you love it, hone in on it quick, and like don't oversaturate yourself too.
Yeah.
Like don't overwork yourself. Don't feel as
Mm,
though, even if you're a content creator, like unless if your goal is to get as many views as possible, consistency is key. Sadly to say, even if the views that you don't want, but if you don't want consistency and you want just quality, don't focus on producing so many at once. Just
yeah.
focus on having a great calibrated content, film, whatever the
Mm,
case may be. Um, but yeah, when it came to Raw and Real,
mm,
I wasn't the actual editor, but I was
mm,
the person that was in the room and telling
mm,
them, hey, we
yeah.
need to do this, we need to do that. And my editor Miles can tell you, we hated each other for 2 weeks because we were just like, do you almost got the edit done? Yeah, yeah, I do. I got
Mhm.
it. So you're gonna meet me at this spot so we can work on the edit. Yeah, we can. So it was, but it's because we were so passionate about the project.
Yeah.
And so emotion could get into it, but I think it really is like if you really have a knack for editing,
Yeah.
then hone in on it. I know some people just don't like sitting on a computer, being on your phone and truly going and scrolling, but
Mm,
I think when you have that vision of that's what I would have put right there if someone were to say
mhm.
that. Like sometimes I go on different content and I look and I'm like, I would have added that in, or I would have added this
Mhm.
in, and then that
Yeah.
would entice me to do it in a different way. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of raw and real, let's talk about it. So, um, talk a little bit about what raw and real is.
Yes. So raw and reel, it is RAWNREEL. So like rod and reel, like you're fishing.
Mm,
But
okay.
instead, I wanted to do, the more so authentic version of Florida, especially North Florida, because I wouldn't say we don't get as much love in film, but
Mm,
it's not showcased as much from background actors or
mm,
just like background life. Like we don't see everyday life and like how it could be used in a funny little slice of life, little short.
mm,
Um, and it's not something you see every day. Like I really wanted to hone in all throughout college. I knew that I had to make a capstone, especially
mm,
like my sophomore year going into my senior year. I was like, I definitely want to do something catered towards Black country culture. I just don't
mm,
know if I want to do the whole shebang of like high production, all that
mm,
stuff, or like period piece, whatever the case may be,
mm,
or if I want to do like a small little slice of life that really showcases something that I either A been through or something that my cousins have been through, and it's just like a laughing moment that we talk about now.
mm,
And so I was like, okay, I'll do that and like really hone in on it because I could get people from back home that I know, really source people.
mm,
So yeah, I can kind of go through pre then to post to kind of give more so like a timeline frame. So for pre, it kind of
mm,
hit me like a brick.
mm,
At first, the title was "Let's Get Real," That's
Mhm.
actually what I wrote to myself. So my mom has these women's retreats that she does. And like
Mhm.
on one of the tasks, it says write a note to yourself. And I believe it was in 2024, 2024 that I wrote that. And it was in July, now that I think of it, July of last week. And it was basically saying like, oh, your film Let's Get Real went into film festivals, da 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 da. Mind you, I didn't know all this. Like I was just
Yeah.
trying to speak it into existence, all this, that, and the third.
Mhm.
And it's just funny how now it's Let's Get Real and all that, this whatever. But I digress. I'm getting ahead of myself. Um but for pre, it was really kind of really fast because we
Mhm.
only had about 2 months.
Mhm.
And as far as script writing and like confirmation on making the script, I would say we maybe only had about two rough drafts to make before we actually went into production. But
Mhm.
I didn't want to have that. Like I wanted to have everything secure while we were on break. So then when we came back, we can just go ahead and shoot and not have to worry about it. Because I believe we were week 2 after I came back from our school break. So
Mhm.
it was like, okay, we just got to be game packed.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, so I had a great team. They were amazing and they were able to adapt to any sort of situation. It's not like we had any crazy ordinances or anything like that on set. So I'm so glad. Like, and everybody
Mhm.
said that I had really good crafty. So I feel
Period.
really honored. I feel appreciated with that compliment.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, and we all, it really kind of was picking off collaboration. I will say SCAD, they don't pay for your capstone, which is I feel
Mhm.
like it's a blessing and a curse
Yeah.
because it's a blessing because you're able to outsource and really hone in on your filmmaking skills like an actual filmmaker in the independent world.
Yeah.
Because this is how it really happens. You have to self fund, you have to fundraise, you have to find people who would just be willing to do this project just for the sake of it.
Yeah.
And so that was a blessing. I mean, and then the curse of it all is obvious, having to pay for it and having
Yes.
to get actors, having to get crew, having to get catering, having to source all these things and not really getting any sort of direction, maybe like a few
Mhm.
sites.
Yeah.
But nothing that would be like, hey, here's a line of actors, hey, here's a line of crew. Nothing like that. There was the production office. I didn't utilize the production office because I had an idea of who I wanted on my set.
Yeah.
Um, and I really kind of most of the people that I got pulled through. So
Mhm.
I just thank God every day. And that's another thing. Like it takes faith of a mustard seed. Like it doesn't take
Mhm.
much to get you far.
Yeah.
And if you really, I think one of the quotes that I went by a little bit recently was um fear is just really trying to shield you from your peace. And it's like is that fear is that anxiety that's trying to shield you from your peace. And I'm like
Yeah.
that's really true. Like or I guess vice versa, anxiety is that fear.
Yeah.
But I think I just kept on trying to like weigh it out. Like even some of like my head team, like producer and like just other people on the team were like, hey, like I don't know, like kind of just a little bit like wavering about it, seeing like should we do this? And I'm like, yeah, like I'm game. Like, are you gamed or whatnot? And just like we gotta have faith. Like I
Yeah.
really feel like this will turn out because it was out of state, mind
Mhm.
you. And then we only had 3 days to shoot. We got in on Thursday night, so we didn't have to
Mhm.
like drive that Friday, but we still had to
Mhm.
drive that Sunday. So it was
Mhm.
just either or. Um, but all in all, we had a great set. Like it was a great energy, great people. I had Tommy Ali as my main character as Javed.
Yeah.
I had I had Forrest Gibson as Travis for my second supporting or for my first supporting role. And then I had Leo I don't want to mess up your name, Leo. I'm so sorry. But you're and as Bradley. And then rest of people were family members. Ron was my grandfather. Um,
Mhm.
Uncle Daryl was my dad. Um, uh, Cousin T was my actual cousin.
Um,
Not Cousin T though. He's just Jersey. Um, and I'm trying to think who else. I think that was it, who all had a speaking role. So it's just like it really came from community based, and that's
mhm,
like I feel like why it works so much because I was just basing it off of what I know.
mhm.
Um, I know this practice was kind of wavering throughout college, was that write what you know.
Yeah.
And I stick by that. Some professors don't. And I can see
Mhm.
why they wouldn't stick by it or why they would say you can kind of go between the lines by that uh,
Yeah.
if you have credible sources.
Yeah.
But if you don't have credible sources, I feel as though stick with what you know, stick with your experiences, because then I feel like you can tell it in such a great and detailed way that no one
Mhm.
else can. And
Yeah.
that's what I feel like I can tell in Raw and Real. Like going fishing, a great fishing spot, just black man fishing. We don't see that as often. We don't see that at all. Like I remember when I did like my little public interviews, I was so nervous. That's another thing in my pre-production is I just went out to the audience a lot when it came to funding.
Mhm.
We did just GoFundMe. A great amount
Mhm.
of people, like the generic family members and friends are gonna try to reach out and help, and it was great. Like I was
Mhm.
so happy of the support. But then people I didn't even know would like donate from online or just
Mhm.
whatnot. So I think just really putting myself out there and like doing
Mhm.
these little public interviews saying, hey, what do you think about Raw and Real? Da, 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 da. Even if it doesn't get a lot of views, like people are
Yeah.
still enticed to see it and like watch
Mhm.
it and it's on the algorithm. And then also I did like merch giveaways. So we did two
Mhm.
different ones and did like a big old Kahoot about it. And I
Mhm.
also did just a lot of like interactive posts on Instagram.
Mhm.
I think it was like 25 days of December,
Mhm.
just doing just different content, rather it be drawing something out that's for Ron Real or
Mhm.
something, me talking to the camera, anything of that nature to like get people to listen about the film.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, a lot of people do ask me that question, like, how did it happen? And I truly just think it's like great amount of support, a
Yeah.
unique story too. Like it really takes a unique story. Like, and people think, oh, it has to be a twist. No, it just has to be something that you don't really hear of often. Like
Mhm.
you don't hear of this being portrayed even in a good light often. Like you
Mhm.
don't hear of this being something that ends up good. Um, so yeah, that's as far as pre-production that really came from community. Like and
Mhm.
then also the storefront, because everything else was for free. Yeah, everything
Mhm.
else was free. But the storefront, we were like, okay, we got to find like a city permit for it so we can get it and like
Mhm.
block off all that in the third. But then we went to Bradley's Country Store. Shout out to them because they are amazing. Great sausages, by the way. And they actually help FSU students shoot there too, and they
Mhm.
shoot for free. So they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, well, y'all can shoot for free too. Like, might as well." And so we're like, "Are you serious?" So we had it the day that they were closed. So it was
Mhm.
just perfect. It worked out amazingly. Like somebody rolled up the minute we finished shooting. So I'm like, it was
Yeah.
just amazing timing. We got all the shots we needed. I feel like we could have added a little bit more, but
Mhm.
I mean, as far as like my first film, I
Yeah.
really am proud. I really couldn't have done it without the team and the support
Yeah.
too. Like it
Yes.
went beyond of what I could have thought of. But
Yes.
yeah.
Period. Period. I definitely love that. I love that for you. And yeah, a lot of people don't realize that, like, about, like, really with films, like, you really just have to go for it. Like, anything
Yeah.
you're wanting to do, whether if it's a film or a show, you really have to just hone in and go for it. And, like, you'll figure things out as you go. You know,
Hmm.
it's really kind of those things to where it's like you can structure it to the best of your ability, but also be aware that there may be some things that come in the way too. So uh,
Exactly.
I definitely love that. And then with the finances too, like,
Ugh,
oh my goodness.
don't get me start.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
it
Like,
is
so our
so
budget,
difficult.
yeah,
Yeah.
our budget was like $10,000.
Yes.
and we didn't reach it, which was fine. Like we actually didn't need to, or
Yeah.
it would be great if we did, but like we didn't use that nearly as much as that.
Yeah.
Because we just had so much of outsourcing that was free, and
Yeah.
like all the actors were free, crew was SCAD, and then like, you
Yeah.
know, most of the people were just family members. And so I think the biggest thing that finances went to were towards film festivals. I think the
Yeah.
biggest strategy for that was finding things that I could possibly have a guaranteed of knowing that I might get selected, not even winning, but just being selected and networking, good networking,
Yeah.
not just like going to Tribeca and sitting there and possibly trying to see if I can find, I don't know, Lupita. Like it's just like no, you need to go to a place that you can build up and like actually get notoriety and talk to someone about and get a good critique on your film.
Yeah.
Um, so I think though that was like my biggest things, and then also up to 20. I was like no more than 20 because I don't want to one overwork myself because most of
Yeah.
the time film festivals are like in the fall,
Hmm.
um,
Yeah.
in the winter time. So it's just like I try to not overdo it, even though I already did because in October I submitted to like 4 or 5 different ones. So we shall see. We shall see.
Mhm.
Um, but also I try to encourage people to not think like even if you're first, because I thank God every day that my first one that I selected was a yes. Like that
Mhm.
was the International Black and Diversity Film Festival in Toronto one, but or in Ajax. But I got like 3 no's so far.
Mhm.
And that has not discouraged me at all. And it's not even because of the win. It's because I know that I've done a good film. And like, I think it's also because I done a private screening
Yeah.
immediately after I filmed to get families and friends' opinions on it and just to truly view it. And we viewed it in IMAX theater in Tallahassee.
Wow.
And everybody had great reactions. It was like you said, they wanted more of it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that was just their main thing. And I'm like, well, I'm glad that that's their feedback.
Mhm.
I mean, I know more executive producers like reached out to me and like told me some like good fleshed out details is like what could be implemented if you do want to make this a longer feature.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think that's just the biggest thing when it comes to film festivals
Yeah.
is having something that you know that you can probably enter in. And I thank God that I'm now selected for the Detroit Black Film Festival.
Yes.
So we shall see
Great.
what the screening schedule will be. I believe it's September 23rd through the 27th.
Mhm.
So I'm excited, but yeah, I I wanted also to do Florida based. I think
Mhm.
it's also surrounding your film with a theme. Like
Yeah.
even if it's horror, okay, that's cool. Where is it based in?
Yeah.
Who are the main characters? What do they look like?
Mhm.
Like, because that's fine that you can do horror. You can do horror all day.
Mhm.
But like if you're doing like horror and there's a lot of signs in the movie that say I don't know Riverdale, maybe look
Mhm.
for some places in Georgia
Yeah.
film festivals. They like people might use these things because it might blow up, it might get big, and people might use these films in like state or like I don't know state museums and like show
Yeah.
little clips of like local artists and like things that they have. You never know. You never know who's
Yeah.
watching, who's paying attention, who's viewing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think those
Yeah.
are like the big takeaways of Raw and Real.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I remember my first film festival. I had a
Hmm.
film, and it got into Out on Film Festival here in Atlanta.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I was like so excited, but I was like so shocked. I was crying. It was like all these emotions because I'm like, oh
Oh.
my God, like I didn't know that
Yeah.
this was going to be big, but now it's big now. And it was an Oscar qualifying film festival too. So I was like taken away by that.
Was this the
I
one that you were
mean,
working on during SCAD?
no, it was I worked on the after scat. I don't know if you've seen
Nice.
it. It was called
I
Inclusify.
feel because I was about to say I feel like you have you advertised it before or
Yeah,
like
it was
marketed? Yeah. Then
yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was Inclusify, and literally that cost me $20,000. And I literally, yes, like I
20,000.
literally, yeah, girl, I don't know how in the world I was able to do it, but well, I do know. I literally worked 2 jobs.
Mm.
I was doing Uber Eats.
Mm.
at the same time.
That's that
Like
dedication.
miraculously, I think it took me 10 months and I got 20,000. And like I was literally like, even
What?
then, yeah, like even
Oh,
then
you
I
was on the roads nonstop, honey. Oh
was
my
like,
gosh.
but then like it was a lot. But see, here's the thing though, like I learned a lot of lessons on what to do and what not to do. Number one, you gotta take care of yourself. Like
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
not doing that. And I was just so focused on like getting everything together. Like the amount was great. I was still struggling at the end.
Yeah.
I'm grateful to be able to make that amount, but I just learned like, okay, we gotta really take care of ourselves next time because there's no reason as to why like I'm coming to work with ripped jeans and I'm willing to sacrifice anything to make this film happen.
Right.
Um,
Right.
but then number two, like also like finding take more time to find more ways of like where the support is in terms of like
Mm.
for people that you can outsource first
Mm.
and make something that's like a little bit reasonable for yourself. Um,
Mm-hmm.
where you're taking care of yourself, but then also you're able to make a great film. And then also like not just think about the money, but also think about like the resources that you may need. So if you like need clothes or if you need shoes, like look at somebody that has a clothing brand and see what you can be able to work out with them. Or if you are in need of, I don't know, like painters or just any kind of
Yeah.
that you're needing, like really
Mm-hmm.
just outsource and do that. So like even the projects that I'm working on now, like I'm starting to learn to be like, okay, let's not just go grind so hard. Cause even in the end, like I was like drained, I was just like emotionally depleted. And then
Yep.
once I was done with that one, it was like, oh shit, now I gotta do another one. And now
Yep.
this next project, which is another $20,000 that I spent. But now I'm like, okay,
Oh.
at this point, I'm tired because
Yeah.
like, I've done this like twice, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like I am like literally stressing. I'm literally crying because I don't know if I'm making enough to pay these people,
Mm-hmm.
which I am. But I mean, I know it's the life of it. But it's like, okay, let's find a smarter way of how we can be able to do this. Uh,
Right.
but yeah, that's kind of my little spill about, finances and stuff because it is very hard and a lot of us filmmakers we do go through that a lot, like just finding resources, just having people take the time to like listen to us. Like I literally went to the mall like 2 weeks ago and literally like branched out
Mm-hmm.
this podcast to people. And what they don't tell you is like some people receive it, some people don't. Like
That's
some
true. It's always going to be a mixed crowd.
Yeah, it's gonna be a mixed bag, like a lot of times. That's something that you have to look out for. But then just also like you have to hustle and grind and of course be
Mm-hmm.
smart. But um I know you talked about the film festival. So how did that like what did you gain from the film festival? Like what benefits did you get from it or what did you walk away with?
Yeah, of course. Of course. I wish I could grab my trophy because it usually sits right here. But um well, I already but well one I would say would be definitely networking.
Mhm,
Unless if you coddle up in the hotel room or you immediately run out when the screenings happen or what have you,
mhm,
you're not gonna benefit from I mean you're gonna definitely benefit from going to these screenings, going to
mhm,
these film festivals. Unless if you're wanting to be coddled up and just not do anything and just kind of go as a little vacation. That's fine, but it's just like how are you going to build your passion? How are you going to build your business?
mhm,
And right, I'm glad that they had a I think it was Friday, they had a or Saturday, they had a mixer event to where after the screenings everybody that like made their films or just watched the films can all just talk and debrief. They had like a little red carpet area. And I think
mhm,
that's really what like helped people like lighten up and whatnot. And I met these
mhm,
lovely ladies. I do not remember their names at the moment, but they're from New York and they made this amazing film that sweeped the film festival and it rightfully so. It was
mhm,
just an amazing. I think it was two story house if I'm not mistaken.
mhm,
Um, and they were just great. And I asked them just about like how they like shot different things, and they like guerrilla shot a lot of like the New York style or the New York shots. And I'm just like, that's insane, because it's just like being in New York, you're in the city, like you're bound to have a police officer being like, what are you doing filming, especially with a big old
Mhm.
crew, like
Mhm.
trying to avoid that. In Tallahassee, people thought, oh, that's so cute, like the only thing we
Mhm.
had to avoid was people moving on our set, because like they're
Yeah.
just enticed to watch it.
Yeah.
But and then also there was just other people at the actual gala like ceremony itself that I sat around. And then one guy, he did documentary, I think it was, I don't remember the name, but it was about like police officers and whatnot. And
Mhm.
then the guy next to me, I want to say he did sound, and he was the producer for
Mhm.
another film, and they also won awards. So it was just like really cool to get their advice on like
Mhm.
different opinions, and they actually helped a lot, because at the time the guy that was working on the documentary, I was helping with producing a documentary for at home for the
Mhm.
gardens we grew for Ashley. Um and he was like, well, you can take in control. He was just really giving me good advice on it, because I never really navigated with documentary outside of SCAD.
Mhm.
And so I really just wanted to get as much information as I can from someone who did do documentary.
Yeah.
um but yeah, I feel as though you really make it out to what you want it to be, if that makes
Mhm.
sense.
Yeah.
Because if you're, I mean, if you're in Canada, obviously you're gonna want to tour everything, you're gonna want to see.
Yeah.
But if you're there for screenings, you have to understand who might be there that I might know.
Yeah.
um and by the grace, Miss Donna Savage, she is one of the hosts or hostess for the actual International Black and Diversity Film Festivals for the 2026 caliber.
Mhm.
And I don't remember if I started talking to her or if she overheard my conversation about talking about Raw and Real. And I sat down and she just started talking. She was like, I'm sorry, I overheard you talking about that. And I was just so intrigued, like, da 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 da.
Mhm.
And then after that, we just hit it off. Like, I got her Instagram, all that. And then we just kind of been going back and forth, like, sparking up
Mhm.
different ideas and just doing different, like, helping with interviews and whatnot. So it's
Mhm.
definitely a great networking experience if you set it out to be. If
Yeah.
you're just one of those people who give out a business card just to give out a business card and be like,
Yeah.
I did my task for the day, then that's not doing anything. You need
Yeah.
outreach.
Yeah.
Outreach is what's going to get you those brownie points.
Mhm. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. And then you also won an award too.
Yes, yes. I won
Yes.
Best US Comedy Short in the US
Yeah.
category.
Yeah.
I feel like I said US twice, but uh and I was just so shocked. Like I had, because Film Freeway, they're interesting how they work,
Yeah.
but so I got selected, but then I remember an email saying like, congratulations, you're a winner, you've been selected. So I'm just thinking, okay, I've been selected. Like
Mhm.
I didn't think anything of it. And then when I got there, it's like, okay, all the winners, like, be ready to like for your speech, because they're just showcasing the winners, like on like about to showcase them on like a video panel or whatnot. And I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, cool. Like I'm just sitting around like being so supportive, like talking to all these people. And then like Ron Real shows up. I'm like, huh? Like I turned my head and I'm like, Ron Real. And so I'm like shaking, because I'm like, well, one, I didn't even know. And two, I don't have a speech. It's 60
Mhm.
minutes. That's a lot. And so I'm just walking up there. And I'm like, hey, y'all, it's my first time ever winning a film festival. And everybody was so supportive.
Mhm.
And it was just an amazing experience. And I just couldn't fathom train. I don't know why it was to go exactly at this time. But it was just like such an out of body experience, and it's also one of my first time solo traveling out of the country by myself. So it
Mhm.
was just really unique to see like different, it wasn't so much of a vast culture difference, but
Yeah.
just like a very it's basically New York times two, because it's just a
Yeah.
lot of different diverse group of people in one big hub.
Mm.
um, and I loved it. Like, I want to go back so bad. My
Yeah.
Uber driver was like, "You need to go back when it's like August or September." I'm like, "You're gonna have
Yeah.
to catch me in 2 years when I
Yeah.
when my money runs back up."
I know that's right. Yes.
No, for real. But yeah, I definitely I just feel so ecstatic. But yeah, oh,
Yes.
well, do I have
Yes.
oh no, my pass is over there too. But yeah.
Yes, 'cause, I've always wanted to go to Canada. I'm like, oh my god, how is Canada? I remember seeing like the post that you made on Instagram, and I was like, I was literally like screaming, like I was like, oh my gosh, like
Thank
that is crazy.
you.
That just
It
goes.
just
That
it
just
felt
goes
so
to show
surreal.
that. Yeah, that just goes to show that your hard work is definitely paying off. And now like I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a whole lot way more much more shit to come. Bro, we probably gonna get a Netflix series
Yeah.
next, Hulu series, and I'm ready for it.
I love that. I will let you know whenever I get that deal so then we can start,
Yes.
start the process and the producing and whatnot. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But so I wanna ask this question. So has there ever been, because we've all had these moments to where like we felt like we wanted to give up on our craft, and yeah, like what made you, like, have you ever had that experience? And if you have, like, what made you get back up, and what is your advice that you can give to other people?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say definitely in the pre-production process and even like after the fact, like
Hmm.
because I was going into post grad,
Hmm.
um, because I didn't want to upload immediately after I finished it outside of school. Like when I uploaded it for class, I wanted
Yeah.
to work on it more to
Hmm.
send it to film festivals. So I was like, I'm not gonna upload it for the 2025 roster.
Yeah.
So like really 2026 was like year to like do all it just it was yeah, okay, now I'm thinking of one for real. So yeah, my pre-production most definitely whenever I was just slumped with people kind of backing out or just not feeling so hot about doing it,
Yeah.
or even professors like feeling as though this is such a cliche or just like outdated sort of film.
Hmm.
I really felt beat down because I'm like, this is my life. Like, I'm like,
Hmm.
y'all are criticizing my life. And
Yeah.
like, now I feel like I'm being shunned or made fun of because of how I was grown up.
Yeah.
And I was kind of telling my mom about it. Love my mother dearly. She is a voice of reason. She's always been like even before because she's now blah, blah, blah. She's now a pastor at my hometown in Tallahassee, Florida.
Period.
At,
Out
at New Harvest Christian
tomorrow.
Center. Shout out to Dana Dudley. Um, but no, she like literally every single time I would burst, she would give me time to burst out crying, and then she would tell me wipe my tears, and then tell me what rationally what to do. Like, okay, so this is going on in this many days. You need to get this done. I'll help you with this. Da, 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 da. And it's just stuff like that. It wasn't even financial stuff. It was just like emotional. Like I'll help you with helping with documents, or like just let me know like what to do. Like how I can help you possibly like break down a character, even if she didn't even know what to do. Like
Yeah.
she would try to just like be like, okay, break this down to this day, only do this amount of work, and then this, and this. And so
Mhm.
I think that's what everyone needs, even if it's not a mother.
Yeah.
But shout out to her, even if it's not a mother, like, and then shout out to Aja, my AD.
Mhm.
She is a killer. Like she really did her big one on my set. I
Mhm.
need her for every single shoot I ever have as an AD because she really like helped me not only feel as this was like a fun little like film that we can all make together because she's a
Yeah.
fellow Floridian as well.
Mhm.
But she like helped consulted me with like making sure that it's gonna be okay and that this film is gonna go smooth and that nothing's gonna go wrong. And all in all, like it was one of the most, I wouldn't say one of the most, but one of the good polished films of the Capstone like bunch.
Mhm.
I feel like after SCAD, when it was finally submitted to SCAD, it was okay. But then once we finally polished it up, it was good.
Okay.
But
Period. I
yeah,
love
she
that.
definitely was my person to bring me out of there. I think just
Yeah.
having someone to bring you out and snap you out, like how you need someone to cry to one of those days, or
Yeah.
like to
Yeah.
really vent to. Because if you hold it all in and say I'm fine, you're
Yeah.
never gonna have that like opportunity to like see the issues or organize yourself in a better way. Have someone from the outside that's not a film person.
Yeah.
That it was Aja was great, but I feel like my mom was amazing. One, because she's my mom, but like also because she looked at it from an outside perspective and was like, "Oh, like you have to do this and this. Can you do this on another day? Is this due on this day? No, okay, then do that." Like she would switch it up like that to where
Yeah.
she would make it make sense.
Yeah.
So I think having someone who can be orderly but also not being in the film industry.
Yeah.
Listen, yeah.
Yeah. All right. And so, what do you want people to, hmm, what do you want people to know about you that they don't know about you?
Mm.
I ask that question every podcast, and everybody's like, "That's such a good question."
I think so. I have two. One being from like a practical, like little hobby standpoint, and one being from a deep standpoint.
Yeah.
Um, I guess I'll go lighthearted first.
Mhm.
Um, the practical fun one is I love starting to make masks.
Mhm.
I recently made one from this little animation from like back in the day called The Misadventures of Mark Twain. There was
Mhm.
this like little one scene where like the mask was his name was Satan.
Mhm.
Listen, but he and like it was just very interesting because it was a claymation animation, so it was just very like odd. Like I never seen it like that before, so I wanted to
Mhm.
replicate it. I always wanted to make masks and like make something with air dry clay. I always love pottery. Like getting my hands set for art always brings me joy, always. And so I just decided to make it, and I think that's gonna be my new hobby. Maybe selling some, maybe doing a little bit
Mhm.
of, I don't know,
Let's
but
say you one.
yes, let me know what you'd like.
Yes.
But and I think also things that are something that people wouldn't know about me based off of my character, or based off of if you know me on day to day and not from like my sister or my parents, is that I'm a big crier. Um,
Yes.
yeah.
I get
I
it.
I definitely get emotional like on not even just little things, but like no, it wouldn't even be little things, but things are important, but like people might think they're mundane. Let me
Yes.
say that. And I wouldn't even say like, oh, I ran out of toilet paper, I'm gonna cry. No. But it's just like I don't know how to describe it, but when I do tend to either go to my mom, try to go someone that can console me. But if
Yeah.
not, then I just like pray or whatnot. But I am a big crier. Like usually I don't do it in front of people. Like, and that's not
Yeah.
I usually say it's okay to cry, like, because it's a human emotion. It's
Yeah.
weird if you don't, because I feel like you're a robot. Like,
Yeah,
but at the end
exactly.
of the day, I say that and then I don't do it. So
Yeah.
it's just like it's just like, yeah,
You gotta
I
have your
don't
cry
know.
days. You really do.
Exactly. You're gonna have your days where you're not gonna be you, and like that's okay, but you can't wallow in it. I think
Yeah.
that's the one thing that I'm learning to this day is that you cannot wallow in that sadness, because if you do, it's going to eat at you. It's physically going to eat at you. You are not going to look how you looked a few days ago before you got the news of blah 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 blah, before you realized blah 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 blah. Anything of that nature to where it could be a negative effect, like it could really take a toll on your body. And I think just crying it out, like having, I don't know, if you need a timer, if you need whatever, a
Mhm.
moment, a day, like I don't know, just if you have a period of your day where you
Yeah.
need to cry,
Yeah.
cry. But it's
Yeah.
just like I I don't usually cry every day, but it's just like there are times where if I see an Instagram post, I'll let it cry, and then I'll sit there, and then I'll think about things that are going on, and I'll let it cry, and then I'm like, okay, God, remove this so I can stop crying, and I keep crying because I'm crying about that. So it's just like it's more and more and more. But I think it's more so cleansing. It's just if you wallow in it, then it's depression, or then it's something that could be worse. But if you truly let yourself breathe afterwards, let it go afterwards, because that's a big issue with a lot of people. If you don't let it go, then you're just crying for no reason at that point.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do that. Like, I'm talking to myself here. But
Yeah.
but yeah, I would say that's a big thing that people don't really know a lot about me.
Period. All right, y'all. Well, we have reached the ending of this episode.
Oh my gosh. It's been amazing.
Yes, it has been so great interviewing you. I definitely love your story. I would definitely love to. I actually am. I'm going to continue to support you.
Thank
Um,
you.
and just definitely keep me updated if you have any
Oh,
events.
for sure.
If you have any films coming up, please let
Right
me
back at
know.
you now. Right back at you.
Yes. But yeah, y'all, I will talk to y'all later. Bye.